Right now, we're at the biggest fighting game tournament in human history.
There's about 3,000 gamers from around the world, all here to play fighting games.
This is the largest fighting game tournament on the planet, EVO Championship Series in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Pools at EVO are a nightmare.
Pools are hell on earth.
It's just a really scary place. It's very deadly. So many killers, people who you don't know exactly where they're from or who they are. You may never heard them before, but they're all good and they're all trained and ready to take you out of the tournament.
It's like a mini EVO, basically. You can see a small fraction of what you see overall.
You don't want to be late, one. Two, you want to make sure to watch all your matches to make sure whoever you're playing is not that much better than you. And three, you want to have tech versus anybody you come up against. You don't want to be the last person to the party.
I actually, when I'm playing against somebody, the communication that I do is, I'll always say good luck beforehand, always got to maintain good sportsmanship. And I'll usually always say, very good stuff if they do something smart. If they do something really good, I got to acknowledge, a player when they do something really good.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of trash talk. In general, most tournament matches, the crowd behind the players are the ones getting hype and talking the most trash. But the players themselves, they're doing what they got to do.
The best, most sportsmanship thing you can do when you go 2-0, you take it like a man and you slap whoever's next to you. I'm joking. You don't do that.
If you go 2-0, we're in Las Vegas. We got casinos, they got bars to help mend those wounds. If I go 2-0 though, I got a noose in my room, so I'm good to go. There's always an escape plan. No, but seriously, it's like one of the worst feelings. Only if this is something that you've been really trying and preparing for. If you're just here kind of casually, you don't really care, then going 2-0 doesn't really hurt you as much. But for players like me and some other ones, it's everything. You don't want that to happen.
Being a spectator at EVO is probably one of the most unique experiences you can have in all of video games. Not only is it the energy of the crowd and all these people waiting for this one big moment, it's that it all accumulates to this final round. It all accumulates to this one crazy moment, this insane comeback.
Hopefully, as a spectator, the best place to watch is going to be like in the first couple rows.
You want to be right up in front. You see people doing the most exaggerated things. Faces, they get these stupid looks on their faces, these dumbfounded looks. I've seen people faint like they had a Michael Jackson concert. I've seen it.
Front is a little bit too crazy because you're the one who's got to create the hype. If you're in the front and you're all bored, then no one's gonna care behind you. You know what I mean? So you got to start the wave.
USA, let's go. Watching it at home, of course, it's a good thing. But if you can make it down here, you got to make it down here and just be a part of the crowd, be in the atmosphere, so you can really get an understanding of what hype is. The biggest mistake a rookie could make coming into EVO for their very first time is the most important one is not bringing enough money. Make sure you save up enough for, emergencies, for in case stuff happens,
I can tell you from personal opinion, if you don't work your ass off and practice a whole bunch, you're gonna get blown up pretty quick, and there's a good chance of going 1-2 or 2-out.
The biggest mistake a rookie can make at EVO is not resting up and not eating correctly. Those are the biggest things. I slept 3 hours last night and I'm screwed, and I'm not even a rookie, but it's the biggest mistake, and I'm paying for it right now.
It just means a lot to know that this started in an arcade, with 64 people. You had player caps way back in the day. And I remember when it grew to UCLA and we had probably 300 to 400 people there, and that number alone was ridiculous. There was no stream, so nobody else was watching unless you were there. And maybe you downloaded the MPEG file, on your 56K modem, which took an hour long to watch some of the matches later. But now, look at what it's become. You get a sense of that growth with these EVO events.
I make it a huge point of myself to be here every single year at EVO, and I've been that for the past 6-7 years. Because you feel like you were a part of something. You were there, you witnessed it. It's kind of like, yo dude, I was in the crowd when Daigo parried the hell out of that thing. You were a part of history at that point, and that can happen at any point at EVO.